Bethany Mandel joins me now. Bethany, my sixth grandchild is about to enter the world on this day. And so sometime today, we hope. I am wondering, you have a lot of children that you have to get ready for a terrible anniversary next week. What are you doing about it? I remember actually September 1, 2002, and what we did. What are you going to do with them next week? A week from today is October 7th.
So I will actually be in Israel, in southern Israel, a week from today. I forgot to tell your producer that for technical reasons. I mean, there are toy drives nearby. There are commemorations on the National Mall. I'm not sure what my fellow parents are doing, but I will be in Israel.
And are you taking any of the kiddos with you?
Nope, no, it's my 10-year-old calls it a death tour, and so she doesn't really want her first experience to be 10-7, which I understand and I appreciate.
I do too. I wouldn't take my kids to New York City for their first visit on 9/11/2002 either. Bethany, what do you make of what Israel has done? I'm writing about this for tomorrow for Fox, and I'll tell you my assessment after you. What they have done in the last 72 hours and 2 months.
I mean, from the last week, I would love to see the movie. I would love to see the movie of the pager mission. I would love to see the movie of the decision to send Netanyahu to the United Nations as a way to convince all of the Hezbollah top leadership to gather together in the bunker to watch it and then to bomb that bunker. It is the likes of which we've never seen. Israel killed more terrorists on the United States list than the United States has done in 20 years, just in a week. I can't wait to see the movie.
Bethany, the proposition I'm putting, correlation is not causation, but Netanyahu came to the United States in July. Vice President Harris boycotted his joint address, met with him
Mhm.
privately. I think he has concluded that she will be anti Israel if she wins, that Joe Biden is simply not competent to make decisions, that the de escalation appeasers are not to be listened to. And he came back and said, do what we can and must do wherever we have to do it. I think Iran knows that too. Your thoughts?
Yeah. I absolutely agree. I think that they realize that they're going it alone, that we, the United States, are not going to be particularly helpful, and that we might be, in fact, harming their cause. Israel relied on the United States for weapons manufacturing. They would develop the weapons sort of systems and specifics, and then the manufacturing would actually be done here. And I talked to a number of Israelis over the weekend actually who are in top positions in government in Israel, and they told me, we have learned that we can only rely on the United States when there's a Republican in office, and that's not palatable for us. We can't just rely on the whims of the American populace.
Now, tell me in terms of your friends, do they think Kamala Harris will be the most anti Israel president ever?
I think that they think she will be on par with Obama, who was very bad.
Yeah, well, he was very bad, but especially at the end in the lame duck session. I'm
Yeah.
very worried about what happens in the lame duck session of the UN. But they can't erase, I mean, they could try and repeal 1701 and 242, but I doubt that they would. Do you think they would?
No, I mean, I don't. I think that they wouldn't risk, if Trump is elected, having them be completely defunded, because that is how he would sort of run on the idea of completely defunding the United Nations. And if we did that, the United Nations would crumble, which, I mean, President Trump is listening right now. Please put that on your to-do list.
Yeah, there's an argument that it's better to keep him in New York so we can spy on him, but I'm coming around to after the last week. There's no use for this organization. All of the UNRWA schools are being bombed because they're Hamas or Hezbollah headquarters. Uh,
Yep.
Bethany, does anyone not understand that yet?
I mean, yes, because Europe, so initially following 10/7, and the revelations that were made about all these UNRWA schools, a lot of countries, including the United States, pulled out funding. But European countries are starting to restart that because they've decided that they want to give humanitarian aid to Gaza, and they are willing to do so via a terrorist entity that will steal 95% of said aid.
So I want to close by when Netanyahu said Israel is eternal. I kind of stood up and cheered. How did you like Netanyahu's very, very um, vigorous speech at the UN? What did you think of it?
I mean, it's hard for me to see it through another light because we know why he actually did it, and it was to blow Nasrallah to bits. But I think it's a really poignant split screen to see him saying Israel is eternal, and then here's the proof.
I just think that the last 72 hours has sent a message around the world. Do not
Yep.
screw around with Israel. I don't think it has anything to do with the anniversary. I do think it has a lot to do with Kamala Harris coming in. And if in fact Nasrallah came to that conclusion, they underestimated the Jewish state again.